All right, now to give us more perspective in terms of what is happening at this moment with respect to the Ukraine war, we joined this broadcast by Dr. Paul Dorfman, who is a Bennett scholar at the Bennett Institute, University of Sussex, and also a member of the Irish Government Radiation Protection Advisory Committee and chair at the Nuclear Consulting Group. He's joining us live in this broadcast. Now, Dr. Dorfman, this is a critical moment with respect to what is happening in Ukraine. You know, after that disastrous interaction that Volodymyr Zelensky had with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, it appeared that he had climbed down a little bit from his earlier position. But now, looking at what is happening in Europe, especially in the case of Emmanuel Macron, who seems to be very stoutly backing the Ukrainian defense, possibly even talking about offering the French a nuclear shield for the rest of Europe. Do you think at this moment the Ukraine war could go on for a lot longer because of the support that it is getting from Ukraine's European allies?
Certainly something has changed quite recently, and that has been the US administration. And it has had a significant ripple effect. Europe now plans an 800 billion euro defense fund. As discussed, Macron is planning advancing the French nuclear umbrella to Europe. The UK has an independent nuclear deterrent. And Merz, Germany's chancellor, says that Trump will no longer unconditionally honor NATO's mutual defense commitment. So we seem to be entering quite an uncomfortable phase. That said, in terms of strategic tactical nuclear responses, the UK and France's deterrent capacity, although less than Russia's capacity, is still very, very great. The problem with all of this is that it can trigger a ripple effect, and further regional powers, for example, Ukraine, may seek some other form of nuclear deterrent capacity. So without question, we are seeing a ramping up of grave concern.
Interesting. And also, the news that's just come in recently where Russia has rejected a proposal for a temporary month-long ceasefire. Do you think Russia is sensing its opportunity, considering that the United States is no longer willing to back the Ukrainian war effort, and therefore it could press ahead?
As Macron has said, Russia knows no borders. Putin seems to be pushing ahead no matter what. I think we've all been here in the sort of late 1930s, 40s, and one knows what happens when an aggressive state keeps on with its aggression. In terms of response to a global bully, perhaps the way forward is to say enough is enough.
Mm-hmm. And just to quickly follow up with that, do you think Ukraine on its own and with the Europeans backing the Ukrainian defense effort, do you think they can actually fight this war without the American weapons?
That's an open question. Certainly Ukraine has enough to continue for the rest of the year. Europe has just okayed a plan for an 800 billion euro defense fund. So if there's a distinction, of course, between talking about conventional, so-called conventional military and unconventional military, but behind it all, in the discussion that we've been having, you and I have been having, is questions of military nuclear ramping and military nuclear deterrence.
Indeed, we'll have to leave it there. We're completely out of time. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Dorfman, for joining us with that perspective there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.